Clear takeoff runway 27, Virgin 847 Pub.
This is Heathrow, Britain's busiest airport, returning to the skies after taking a pounding from the pandemic.
That's the kind of shop we want to see coming back to Heathrow, full of aeroplanes.
Now,
this is the file I've had for travelling.
In normal days, I used to fly through.
That's just a joke.
frustrated passengers are on the increase.
It's not social distancing. Can't you do something about it?
The heat makes people quite angry.
But Heathrow never gives up. With its long-suffering staff battling to give passengers hope every day.
It won't be long, guys. I'm just going to get in the motor room, OK?
Did you see that?
Are you OK in there?
Taking pride over every arrival and departure. Dealing with the suspicious.
You couldn't take another flight, let's put it that way.
The luxurious.
And how much would you like to put on the card? 9,000?
And the ostentatious. Heathrow's existence hangs in the balance. But this is still Britain's busiest airport.
I think we're going to start picking up soon.
Due to additional spot checks, waiting times may be longer than usual.
Hear the announcements?
We remind all passengers to...
It's 8 a.m. at the Terminal 2 Immigration Hall, and the morning rush has just got going for Passenger Service Manager Demi.
All right, let's start printing them out. Bring them out. Let's start. Not near you this way, Bally. That's it. That's it. That's it. Start filtering. So we had a Hong Kong flight, which was full. That had about 300 on it, so that's always a busy one. Singapore, Saudi, all big numbers coming in. And then you got just over 350 on the red country from India, so every morning it's like this.
The vast majority of passengers are coming from countries on the red and amber travel list, with a unique queue for red list arrivals.
Come, guys, this way. That's it, thank you.
And everyone needs to show that they comply with the new travel restrictions before they're allowed in.
They've got to check so much paperwork, like your passenger locator form and your negative COVID test, plus the 2- and 8-day test. That's 3 documents we've got to check before we even check the passports. That takes a little bit longer. If someone doesn't have them, you lose an officer so they can get the summons, the fines, and do the checks and stuff like that. So if you're at the end of that line, it is going to be a long time.
It's the busiest day in May, with some passengers taking 4 hours to clear immigration.
I was worried about this situation because many weeks ago I'd heard about it and I was hoping that things might have improved, but I'm amazed at this time in the morning that the queues are already so long.
I wasn't expecting quite a bigger queue. I live in Austria, but I haven't seen my family for 6 months, and from Monday I won't be able to come again, so I wanted to come back and see them before it closes.
I'm prepared for an hour, but I'm hoping for half an hour.
We need someone on the pinch point here. Cheers, thank you. That's what we're living in at the moment during the pandemic. If we can't start letting people in willy-nilly, because otherwise we're going to go into another lockdown, and we can't afford to go into another lockdown. So I'd rather wait 2 hours and make sure everyone's got the right documentation and go into quarantine if they need be, rather than letting them out in the open world and putting UK into lockdown again.
While Demi is front of house in immigration, some Heathrow staff are more suited to plying their trade backstage.
I've had my fair dealings of dealing with the public in airports from my past experience a long time ago, and I'm quite happy to forgo that pleasure now.
Airside Ian's current pleasure is to keep the runway and taxiway safe and secure. He's part of a team that prefer the relative calm of the airfield, even when 300 tons worth of plane is preparing to take off.
So I'm just going to quickly take a photograph as it's departing.
Although it's been getting increasingly busy in recent weeks, arrivals and departures are still 70% down from pre-pandemic traffic. And while that's bad news for the airport, it does mean there's a bit more time to stop and smell the aviation fuel.
Still great to see a 747 now and again. Something about seeing 4 engines in the sky.
But Airside Ian isn't the only one enjoying the view. Up in Terminal 5, gazing through the facade of over 5,500 bespoke glass panels, is someone who can rival even his aircraft know-how.
This is a great spot, though, isn't it? That's the 767 just taking off. I go on the registration because I'm geeky. ZBJ, that's their 800s, and if it's a ZBK, it's a 900. And a ZBL is a 10.
Passenger Experience Manager Hannah knows everything there is to know about aviation, with 23 years in the industry under her belt.
I wanted to fly for a long time. When I was at school, I used to watch the airplanes go overhead. I used to think, one day I'm going to be up there. I always said, I'm going to be cabin crew one day, I'm going to be cabin crew one day, and I stuck to it and I did it. And it was just the most incredible 10 years of my life. The places I saw at different times of the year, the food, the people, the learning, the experiences, the culture. It was incredible, because I've always wanted to do it. If you want to do something from a young age and you get to do it, that's your dream. One day when I was flying, I met a PEM, and he told me a little about his job, his role, what it intakes and everything like that. I think I realised that I'd done my 10 years, I'd done my time, and so I made the switch to Heathrow.
Now based on terra firma, Hannah's dreams are a bit more down to earth, namely looking after the safety and well-being of passengers as they fly through the terminal, from check-in to departure gate.
Arrival level gate Alpha 9 for a passenger that's breached the arrivals door and somehow breached the departure door.
Alpha 9? En route. So apparently a passenger has somehow caused a breach of an open door. Taz is with the passenger at the moment. So we're just going to find out what's happened. Security is the key focus of all airports. So if you've breached security in any way, shape or form, it could be escalated to the police at any time. What's happened?
So he's coming from a Glasgow flight.
From a
Glasgow flight.
Where was he found? Upstairs?
No, just here by himself.
Oh, goodness.
So he went up and then he came back down, and as he came down, those doors were closed, and there was no one here.
Go ahead.
This unassuming corridor is actually a key feature of airport security, as it separates passengers in the departure lounge from arriving passengers at the gate.
Yeah, sorry, can we get a rough cut when the flight was inbound?
It's a restricted area and should be kept locked at all times. So when the passenger walked in here, the security doors kicked into action and he was shut in.
I think there might be a language barrier as well, sadly.
Yeah, sorry. He's coming from a different flight completely. That was at a separate gate. So with this gate, Alpha 9 he didn't come in as an inbound passenger.
Now he's stuck in no man's land, between arrivals and departures. And because he's entered a secure area, they need to investigate his every move through the airport before they can let him go on his way.
So this gentleman landed at 8:24 this morning and is connecting onto a Delhi flight. That goes from stand 543, which is in the B building, which is just over there. So we need to try and get him onto his destination, but make sure that it's not a threat towards any security or anything like that. Very strange how he's ended up in here.
It takes almost 9 hours to travel the 2,500 miles to Delhi, with 3 airlines currently servicing the route. Pick one that flies from Terminal 2 and you might just encounter one of the more dapper members of Heathrow staff.
This is what we need. Nice sun.
No one rocks the passenger experience manager look quite like Suki.
If I wear the waistcoat, I feel complete then. It feels like I've got a blazer on, but I know it's not a blazer, it's a waistcoat. So, yeah, for me, it just feels part of it.
I've got to mention you're from Speed Hair.
I've had it for so long. I think it's about 15 years that I've had it now, and you know, it's become a real part of me. It's like an identity for me.
Admiring Suki's pristine hair this morning is a welcome flurry of passengers.
Passengers only, please. Passengers only.
The coming weekend is a bank holiday, and some are taking the opportunity to get away from it all.
You crave for that busyness to come back. It's what the airport's about. It's a buzz. It's about people going on holiday, people enjoying themselves. That's what we really want.
But his sharp attire could be getting ruffled.
Did you say unattended car on the forecourt? Copy, en route now. For vehicles to be left behind here, it's not a good sign because anything could be in those vehicles. So we'll just head over and we'll have a look. Ah, it's just here. Is it this one here?
There's no one in here at all. I tried to look for a policeman, but there's none there. They've all gone inside the terminal.
For For security reasons and to ease congestion, the forecourt at Terminal 2 is strictly for drop-offs only. It's currently the only free drop-off airport in England. If you do need to hang around a bit longer, then there's the short stay car park, which starts at £5 for half an hour. For some, though, the prospect of free parking is too enticing.
We'll give it a couple of minutes and then we'll see if someone comes back for the actual car. No? He's running for something else.
With the car presenting not as a security threat, but more a parking hindrance, Suki needs to get it shifted to allow more space for bank holiday travellers.
See, as you can see, it's starting to get busy now and you're getting people parking on the other side, which shouldn't really be doing. So I'm gonna call it in and see if we can get them out here. So right now I'm calling APOC. APOC is our airport control, so we go through them for everything that we need, any emergencies, any non-emergencies, any support that we need regarding issues like the vehicle behind you.
Please hold the line, do not hang up. We will answer your call as soon as possible. Thank you for holding.
APOC has an emergency and a non-emergency number, which seems to be incommunicado. Perhaps Suki will have more luck calling in the police directly.
I can't find his number now.
You can't find?
I'll try to find the number for Police Heathrow. Oh dear. Here we go. There is a lot of pressure because you've got to try and act quickly as possible, and getting the communication out there as quickly as possible does help as well.
Welcome to the O2 messaging service.
No, that didn't work. I'm going to give Landside Ops a call. Here we go. Lima Base from Echo 5. Nope, no answer. Not party reachable. Oh, come on. No one wants to talk to me.
Please hold the line, do not hang up.
Suki needs backup to clear the forecourt, but with APOC busy on other calls, he could be parked out here for the long haul. On the Terminal 2 forecourt, Passenger Experience Manager Suki is trying to get through to airport control to help shift a car that's illegally parked.
Hi, Airport Control. I have a vehicle in Terminal 2 forecourt that's just been left here. There's no one in the vehicle itself. Yeah.
Okay, we'll get the lemurs out.
Thank you. I'm standing outside. Thank you.
All right then.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Before the lemurs, aka landside operations, show up, the police arrive.
Is the register keeper local at all?
No, he lives in E11.
So they're going to do their checks to make sure they see if the vehicle's been stolen or if it's been involved in a crime. And then once they've done that, they'll call for their tow truck to come. Tow truck will come and then it will lift it up and just take it away to their impound.
Yeah, we'll lift it, take it back to the pound.
Now the driver faces a hefty £150 removal fee.
Do you think somebody's going to come running out and go, what the hell?
Nah, they won't now. Definitely not now. Carry on, you can carry on, man. That's yours. We found the owner. So this is your vehicle, madam? Okay, why have you left your vehicle here?
I thought I'm allowed to park it there.
Sorry?
Am I not allowed to park it there?
There's a sign there that says you'll get your vehicle towed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
This is the officer now.
Are you the owner of this vehicle? Yeah. Right, stand by a second. I'm so sorry, I didn't...
Madam, this is not a car park. You need to understand this is a security risk. Vehicles are not allowed to be left here whatsoever.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, what can I do?
I'm sorry?
What can I do now?
It's got nothing to do with me now. It's got to the police now.
Right. Stand here a second. You're lucky. He's not towing it.
Okay.
If your wheels were up on that, he would have been towing that away, and you'd be paying not only the release fee £50, you'd be paying the fees here for leaving it. You don't leave your car here, I'm telling you.
It looks like it's this passenger's lucky day.
Just so you know, on B&C, and insurance not held either.
Your vehicle is showing no insurance, okay?
But the reprieve may be short-lived. If the driver doesn't have insurance, not only will the vehicle be towed, but they'll be handed a £300 fine, as well as the £150 removal fee.
No insurance. Proof of insurance, like, if you've got proof to be on shore to drive that vehicle, then it's getting towed as well.
Have you got it online at all? It's on your phone. So how did you get the insurance? How do you pay for it?
Mum made I pay for it online.
Online. So do you not think it should have some kind of trail online?
The driver can't provide any proof that they are insured. Not only that, but further checks show they are driving on a provisional licence. The car's off to the pound. And when they do pass their test, they'll be facing a tidy sum of £550 and 3 points on their licence just to get the car back on the road.
If you leave your car here, it's going to cost you a good £400 or £500. And you just don't do that at an airport. At the end of the day, we've got cameras, you know, we've got police everywhere. And for me personally, I've never done that, only because my parents would probably give me such a beating that I'll probably never live to hear it again. But well, that's all been dealt with. I believe they'll be taking public transport.
Over in Terminal 5, this passenger is going nowhere. Heathrow's top-secret code for a security breach was sent out to staff when he entered a restricted area. And now Taz and Hannah are on the scene.
Which one, if you do me a favour, I've got this passenger, he's left his missus at B43. He was flying on the Delhi flight. I think she may be still there waiting for him.
He needs to get to the gate to meet up with his family. And while you may think they can just point him in the right direction, at Britain's busiest airport, security protocol has to be followed to the letter. As luck would have it, Taz can parley with the passenger in Punjabi, the UK's third most spoken language.
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੋਬਾਈਲ ਉੱਪਰ ਆ ਮੋਬਾਈਲ ਚਾਰਜ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਉੱਪਰ ਰਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਆਏ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਆਏ ਇੱਥੇ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਨਾਲ ਭੇਜ ਦਿਓ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਾਲ ਉੱਥੇ ਵੇਖ ਲੈਣੇ
Hannah, could you have a look at the charging points, see if there's any charges there for him?
Do you think he's left something there?
That's why he tried coming back, because he left his Huawei charger.
ਉੱਪਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ
Does he remember what shop?
ਜਿੱਥੇ ਚਾਰਜ ਲੱਗਾ ਨਾ ਮੋਬਾਈਲ ਦੇਖ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ
ਕਿਹੜੀ shops ਦੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਸੀ
ਸ਼ੌਪ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹੈਗਾ ਨਾ
याद आंदा कि
Okay, I'll go and have a look.
Okay.
Phone charger लाया ना उठे.
So the gentleman's caught the train back to the A gates to try and find his phone, but it's somehow come through a door which was open. Sadly, now that's a security breach, and we've got to try and rectify that. So we've got some colleagues checking CCTV at the moment to make sure that he's followed every step by the book. I'm just going to check if his phone is here, and if it's a legitimate reason that he's actually made his way back here by mistake, then it should be okay. Hopefully we can get the situation sorted and he can make his flight at 5 o'clock.
The passenger's flight is waiting for him at the gate. But before he's allowed anywhere near it, they need to verify his story, which means his hopes of getting home to Delhi now rest with Hannah.
Just got to look for a charger and a phone now. I don't know where to begin. Is this yours? Is this yours? Yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
How many charge points are there in T5?
I'd say about 100, to be honest. They seem to be cropping up everywhere. Just seen a phone there. It's here. Is this anybody's phone? No. He's got a million missed calls, bless him. So obviously, frantically, someone's trying to get hold of him. Probably just realised when he got to the departure gate that he'd left his phone at South Customer Service. Poor guy. It's a long way to come back for a phone, but you can't be without your phones these days, can we?
It's not surprising he was desperate to get it back. 77% of phone users say losing your phone is the most stressful thing that can happen on holiday. But missing your flight is also likely to get the blood pressure up.
ਹੁਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਮੰਮੀ ਤੇਰੀ ਦਾ ਨਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਜੋ ਪਲਾਨ ਵੇਖਣ ਗਏ ਉੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਟ੍ਰੇਨ ਤੋਂ ਉਤਰ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਪੌੜੀ ਚੜ ਗਿਆ ਪੌੜੀ ਚੜ ਗਿਆ ਗਲਤੀ ਚੜ ਗਿਆ ਹਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾਣਾ
Taz still needs to get his passenger through security and across the terminal before the flight departs.
As regarding this passenger, they're going to get ready to offload. I know it's going to take a bit of time, let me know whenever you have an update.
We're going to try and get through security as quick as we can.
And what's it looking like for his flight?
It's a tight one, so the airline is potentially going to take him off his flight.
At the gate, the last flight of the day to Delhi has started boarding. If he can't get there sharpish, the airline will offload him, meaning his luggage is removed from the plane and he'll be stuck at Heathrow until tomorrow.
Aaron, just a quick one. Are you able to speak to the airline? We're just going to take the passenger through security. Are the airline willing to wait?
Yeah, Roger, they're just boarding at the moment, Taz. So we've got a little bit of time, probably literally minutes.
It's a bit of a rush, but we can do it. We can do it. Fingers crossed. We're going to have to power walk it. I'll see jaldi tour ke jana chahiye.
Thanks to Taz and his conversational Punjabi,
you'll make it for your flight.
The passenger can board the flight to Delhi with his family.
He was very thankful. You see a lot of passengers from different walks of life, different countries. They speak different languages, and just having that communication where you're able to establish that, it's wicked. It's a great skill to have.
Sorry, can I just get past you, guys? Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be... Oh my gosh, you're gonna make it. No worry.
Well, that's good.